about this, because on slide 15, the fans of probability, and remember what we're talking about. We're talking about justifying induction with probability. I become more and more sure of whatever I saw before if it repeats. Okay, this is Hample's problem. All ravens are black is an equivalent statement to all non-black things are not ravens. I'm on slide 15. All ravens are black is equivalent to all non-black things are not ravens. I have the funny logical writing of this just for you to believe that this is the case. If you like the English better, so be it. The funny math below it is not necessary if you're bothered by it. If I'm going to call the first part of this implication, all ravens are black, if we call it psi, and the second part, all non-black things are not ravens, we're going to call it phi. Every evidence of one, because they are equivalent, is an evidence for another. If I have A and B equivalent, evidence for A is evidence for B. Evidence for B is also evidence for A. They are equivalent. So every evidence of all ravens are black is also evidence of all non-black things are not ravens. We have to accept this. This is a fact. This is logical entailment. But if we do, this means a white shoe is evidence that ravens are black, or a white paper, or a green whatever, for that matter. Why? Because a white shoe fits the proposition all non-black things are not ravens. Is this object black? No, it's green. What is it? Is it a raven? No, it's a cup. So green cups are evidence that ravens are black now by induction. And the more you see green cups, if you like probability, the higher the probability is that all ravens are black. This is absolutely ridiculous. Nobody would accept this. You shouldn't. Not only this, but equivalently, a white shoe is not evidence only for ravens black. It could also be equivalently evidence for ravens being green, or any other color for that matter. Why? Because it's the same logical scheme. If I'm observing a yellow cup and I say this is not a raven, can I conclude that ravens are black? It could be any other color. I don't know. This is all by induction. That this is not acceptable. This is a huge disaster. This probabilistic approach is a huge disaster. We have to be very careful whenever again, all of these answers, the 4 answers we presented, they come from good intention. The intention that you want when you make such a claim or you hold such a belief, we kind of have an intuition of where you want to go. But the actual statement saying I will become more sure of something whenever I make more observations of it, even that statement is, there's a lot of details. What does it mean to have connections of correlation versus causation? That's another totally big problem that I'm not going to get into. But even when we take it face value like that, knowing that ravens are black has to do with ravens. I'm observing ravens. It should not be about observing any other thing. But it turns out that it could be taken like that. It could be interpreted like that. And I know that this example is ridiculous, and I've picked a ridiculous example on purpose. But you can pick examples that are not ridiculous, since you allow it in your theory. Observing flat papers is now evidence that the Earth is round. Why not? If I have a flat map, it's evidence that the Earth, or a round map, it's evidence that the Earth is flat. You can do whatever you want. This becomes very chaotic very quick. Does this make sense, or does anybody have a question? I will stop here and I will listen to you guys.
So it looks like you're about to move on to something else. Do you have, I mean, is it really just leave here? Hample's problem just basically, is as it is. There's no way kind of to narrow the range of inductive approaches to eliminate it and then make us all happy again.
There is. Probably we won't see it today. But listen, this topic is one of the hottest topic in the philosophy of science. So some exercises will have to be left for the reader at the end of today. It will get worse though. Hample's problem is not the worst thing that happened to probability theory. Slide 16. It gets worse. All ravens are black. All non-black things are not ravens. Now, I will ask you guys questions. I have a raven behind my back. Do you care to see it? By induction, do you care to see it? Yes or no? Does it matter?
So I feel the black swan fallacy coming up, but I'll say it's black, right?
No. I don't even know what color it is. I'm only asking. I have a raven behind my back. Do you care to see it? Yes or no? I'm not asking you to guess its color.
Oh yes, absolutely yes.
Of course, I want to see it. Why? Because if it were not black, it's a disaster, right? We've discovered that this rule that we've proved by induction is wrong now, because some of the ravens are not black. Okay, so if I have a raven behind my back, you want to see it. If I have a black thing behind my back, do you care to see it? Does it matter?
Might that black thing be a raven? Or are you saying
could
a
be.
non-raven black thing?
If it's a raven, that's okay. But if it's not a raven, does it hurt my conclusion? No, not at all. If I have a black pen behind my back, what does it matter? How can it improve my hypothesis? It doesn't. I said all ravens are black. I have a black thing behind my back. Whether it's a raven or not, doesn't matter. So this guy here, number 2, is not relevant. A raven behind my back, number 1, is relevant because it could be a different color. But this one doesn't. Number 3, I have a shoe behind my back. Do you care to see it?
Doesn't matter.
If it's a shoe, it doesn't matter. You're absolutely right. Because I'm only care about ravens here. I have a shoe behind my back, I don't care. I'm talking about ravens here. But then when I say I have a white thing behind my back, then it absolutely matters. Why? Because that white thing can be a raven.
No, it can't. All ravens are black.
But then you
See,
will update your belief by
kind of-
probability, John. Come on.
No, but it took me. I mean, that's what it really did take me a while to understand what you were doing here, right? And now that I understand, once I finally understood what you're doing, I can go down the list really quickly and get them all. Yeah.
So
Yeah,
the
okay.
cool thing here, I think, to understand is that you are talking about the properties of a category, not about difference between categories. So once you lock yourself into a category, you're talking about its properties. Then the color or the shape or the size or whatever it is of raven matters. But if it's not a raven, then it doesn't really matter.
That's another problem with this. And Wissam pointed it out like 5 minutes ago in chat. What if the definition of raven doesn't include color? Or the definition of raven only includes the color black. So whatever I produce from behind my back, completely identical to a raven, but is white, you say, oh, it's not a raven. Right? It's a white raven. It's a different species. So we can play with semantics all day long. And whatever example I pick, we can play with semantics all day long, which between you and I adds even bigger catastrophes. Let's not get into that. What do we mean by a class of objects and we give them an identity? What is a raven? How do we know it? Oh, that's a much bigger problem that science has never went to, right? Science has never bothered about the problem of identity.
I love the Schwarzenegger accent, by the way.
Sorry?
I love the Schwarzenegger accent.
Schwarzenegger.
There's a problem.
I'm not sure if it's Schwarzenegger or something else. But... So disregarding that problem, that's what I mean. Disregarding the fact that we can play with semantics all day. If I show a white thing behind my back, you should care. Why? Because if it is a raven, it falsifies the claim. Notice what happened here. If you focus on 3 and 4. Let's focus on 3 and 4. I asked you, I have a shoe behind my back. You said, I don't want to see. Doesn't matter. I have a white thing behind my back. I should see. The shoe in number 3 could be white. And the white thing in number 4 could be a shoe. You don't know. And so if I told you I have a shoe that is white, you don't want to see. But if I tell you first, oh, I have a white thing, you're like, eh? Ah, it's a shoe. Ah, okay. So when I say white, then shoe, I have your attention. When I say shoe, then white, I don't have your attention. And that is complete bonkers. Because I supposed that a piece of evidence, right, a state of the affairs in the universe, should be seen by the scientific theory as the same thing. Whether it's relevant to the theory or not, it should be a matter of the thing itself. It should not be a matter of how I describe it and which order I use. If I say shoe white, it's irrelevant. If I say white shoe, then it's relevant. It turns out it is. So it's not only a disaster that white shoes add more justification to black ravens. That's already a problem big enough. Oh no, there's another big problem, that the order of words I use is now a big problem. If I give you one piece of information before the other, it really matters. And of course, we don't want that. Who in their right mind would want this problem in a theory? Again, this applies to Bayesian and all the others. Bayesian alone has a different set of issues with it. But this applies to every probabilistic approach. Every probability you can think of, you know, we're updating whatever we have, truth values, valuation functions, whatever you want to pick, then it will have the same problems with it. This is Hample's induction problem. Questions? Anything else before? There's one more thing we're going to talk about, and then we finish.
So wait, a few minutes ago you said if you had a black thing that you're not interested in.
Yes,
But
I'm not.
I'm confused. Aren't you interested in a black thing?
No, I'm interested in ravens.
I mean a crow. I mean a raven.
Yeah. Okay. So let's go through it, Hiro. Let's go through it. I have a black thing behind my back. It could either be a raven, or it could not be a raven. Let's say it is a raven. Does it affect my hypothesis in any way? Not really.
Oh, I see. It just simply confirms it. It doesn't add any more information.
You can say you can go the Bayesian way and say it adds more confirmation to whatever you know already. Okay, very tiny, very little, because already supposedly you've made billions of observations to conclude that all ravens are black, right?
I didn't realize that. What if it was the first? What if you haven't actually looked at a raven yet?
Then you have no idea. Then you should not say all ravens are black. You cannot start there.
Okay, I guess I'm confused what we're doing. We're trying to prove the statement all ravens are black?
I'm trying to see
it's the blackness. It's the blackness of the raven that's in question, not necessarily the raven black.
You're kind of in the matrix, Andre. Hiro, we're only taking a very simple case here, just to show the mechanism of a theory that says whenever I make an observation, I'm updating. Okay, so this updating mechanism, how does it work? This is the only thing in question here. So if I say I have a black thing behind my back, it's very minutely relevant, because if it's a raven, then fine, because we already know all ravens are black. And if it's not a raven, that's also fine, right? Because not only black ravens exist, black other things exist as well. But then if I have a raven behind my back and it turns out to be a different color, this destroys the entire validity of the claim all ravens are black. Again, disregarding the semantic issue of how do we define a raven, etc.
Okay, so if you're looking for exceptions, then seeing the black raven is not interesting.
Very little.
Is that what you mean?
So very littly interesting. Because you've already made 1,000 observations. 1,001 will increase your probability of surety, quote unquote, by 0.0001%, right? If you want to go down that route, if you want to. Some other theories might say, let's say, observing 1,000 instances of an experiment is fine. So 1001 is not necessary. That's it. How many times do we have to do the Bell experiment? That's a popular topic here. Right? If you do it one more time, it doesn't really matter if it gives the same result.
But it matters if it's a pimply-faced 20-year-old.
Ah, yes, because of the pimples, absolutely. Is it okay, Hiro? Is it a little bit clear now?
Yeah, I guess I was just unclear on the motivation, but I feel better now.
Great. So this is the disaster with Hample. The order of the information matters, and we don't want that. This is absolutely no way helpful.